Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we're going to be highlighting one of the craziest niches right now on Shopify that you've probably never heard of. And we're going to go over a $6.7 million per month Shopify niche store that is completely crushing it in this category. We're going to go through their ads, we're going to go through their site, their products, their best sellers, and we're also going to dive deep into just some overall strategies that you could utilize in order to replicate this success. I got a special guest with me here today. This is Mila, and let's just get right into it. The category that I'm talking about is the tote bag niche. Now, Mila will probably leave here in not too long, but the tote bag category is absolutely massive because everybody wants to carry things around. I mean, it's actually really simple, but bags are actually a fashion accessory. So one of the niches that is most popular on Shopify, if we look at the overall data of them, I've already looked at it a million times because I'm a Shopify fanatic and a data fiend, and I know the most popular categories on Shopify. Fashion is the number 2 category. Number 1 is electronics. And believe it or not, there's a lot of sub niches within the fashion category, and bags is one of those niches, and then tote bags is one of those niches within that niche. So it's a nicheception. Now, this is the brand that I'm talking about. It's called Baggu. Now, I think I covered these guys at one point. Hold on, let me deliver this baby. I think I covered these guys at one point, but we're going to go very deep today. And first things first, we can see that they sell a ton of bags. This is one of the awesome things about having a niche store, is that you can expand within your product category into other products, and that allows you to take advantage of something called retention marketing. Now, real quick, guys, if you're looking to take your retention marketing to the next level and increase the profitability of your store significantly without driving any additional traffic, then you need to check out OmniSend. OmniSend is much cheaper than their competitors. You know who I'm talking about when it comes to email marketing and retention services, and they are just as good, if not better. So don't take my word for it. Take brands like Kate's word for it. They're using OmniSend, and they're driving a significant amount of traffic and are able to continuously increase their returning customer rate through email marketing. Now, OmniSend is the sponsor of this video, and I highly suggest that you check them out with the link in the description. I really appreciate their support, and I really appreciate them for really serving the community. Their prices are honestly some of the best in the whole entire email marketing industry, especially for Shopify, and their support team is incredible. They just make it very easy for you to maximize your profitability with email marketing. So it's no surprise that thousands of the top Shopify stores use them because they are quite honestly the best. So make sure you check them out with the link in the description, and let's get back to the video. Now, one thing we want to do right away is look at their best sellers, because ultimately I like to know what is working best for these brands. And this small nylon crescent bag seems to be working like crazy right now, which is pretty interesting because this reminds me of a vintage style. This doesn't really seem like a very modern kind of bag, or maybe I'm wrong. I'm honestly not the biggest expert when it comes to fashion and fashion accessories. I'm, like I said, a big data guy. So when I see something like this, I know it's working best. It tells me that this is a very popular style, whether it's old or not. Doesn't really matter to me, but it is kind of interesting. Now, as you see, one of the cool things about this store is how simple they make everything. And it really highlights one important thing that I see beginners in e-commerce, a big mistake I see them making is overthinking their buying process. I would say make your store as simple as it can be, as long as you're explaining the product benefits and the things that it solves, or, you know, the features of the product. Make it very simple. And these guys do that. Now, they do add some conversion optimization things here, such as showing the model size so that you can see the actual dimensions of the bag. And then bags in use. So they're showing some social proof here and then some related products. They don't have reviews on the site, which is quite interesting. I actually find that pretty surprising, but also smart, because reviews, believe it or not, do slow down your site significantly. And I think basically having the bag in use in this section right here of the site achieves a similar premise as reviews do. Obviously, it's not exactly the same. I think having reviews probably would increase their conversion rate, but they're doing so well that they are crafting their own path, and clearly it's working out for them. And it's probably also having the added benefit of not slowing down the site speed. So I really like that. Now, as you see, they have such a wide range of colors, which is very cool. It reminds me of dbrand. I remember, if you're a fan of the channel, if you saw a few videos ago, we covered dbrand. They're a iPhone skins brand, and they had a very similar layout, not really in terms of look, but at least in terms of the swatches, where you could basically pick whichever color you want, whichever skin you want, and they have each one as their own individual product on their site like they do, but also within the same product page as well. Really cool. Now, they have a big sustainability aspect, which, believe it or not, is a really cool thing, but it's not as important as you would think when it comes to your actual customer preference, unless this is your whole marketing angle. But other than that, it's kind of a little bonus. And I think sustainability is awesome. But unfortunately, the data does tell us that customers don't value it as much as you would think. Now, this is super cool. Very, very simple site, which I absolutely love to see. Like, honestly, any of us could design something like this. Maybe not so much when it comes to, some of these sections and whatnot. But what really carries the site is the product images. And I think that's a really worthwhile lesson to learn. Now, let's move on to their social media and ads, because this is really the biggest lesson, now that we covered the website, is what you can do here to grow your business in whatever stage of your business you're at, because they're doing something extremely simple. And I'm just a fiend for simplicity. I love simple things. You probably know by looking at my channel, by looking at my website and my company. I love simplicity, and what they're doing is really simple. They are just going very hard at posting organic content and then running ads. So they're running 15 different ads, but they are posting super frequently here on Instagram. So as you see, 4 hours ago, this one is 1 day ago, this one is 2 days ago. They're posting multiple times per day when it comes to Instagram, and they're almost like a meme page. So they're even posting things here that are not really related to their brand, or it's not actually a product, right? It's just an interesting Venn diagram. And they do this frequently, right? So they post a lot of sort of mood boards, and I love that. I love when brands do this. It feels like the brand is like a person, right? It feels like the brand is a mood board. And I just think that's super cool, and it's working really well, right? So some of these don't have crazy engagement, but some of them do. And like this one, 20,000 views. That is a pretty significant amount, likes. That's a pretty significant amount of likes and free reach. Now, if I were them, or if anybody from the Bagu team is watching, first of all, congratulations. I love your brand. Second of all, I would love to work with you. Please hit us up. And third of all, I would run more of this content as paid ads. So the best way you can think of paid ads these days is paid amplification. So an amplification process run by machine learning that basically is going to get you customers, right? I mean, it's honestly a no-brainer to run more ads these days, especially if you are already spending some budget on your ads. So now that we took a look at their social media strategy, that's one of their main channels is simply organic social media, which I love. I think anybody should be capitalizing on organic social media, whether it be through Instagram Reels or posts like this. Now, let's look at some other ads. So this is one of their ads right now. Let's see what it's all about. Bagu, 8 seconds long. So it's just a bag.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're going to be landing shortly.
Very simple ad. I mean, it's aesthetically pleasing. Not the best ad. Obviously it's cool, but I don't see this converting super well. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. I haven't looked at the data. But let's take a look at another one. So here is another ad that they have. So this is a
my favorite
bag
from the collection is anything with the chrysanthemum print. It's my favorite print. It was a print that took 2 to 3 weeks to build. It's just
this is really cool.
Really.
Okay, so this is a ad that is targeted mainly towards the middle of the funnel, or even bottom of the funnel, people that already know about the brand, right? So people that are fans of the brand, excited about the brand, and this is a new product release. And I see a lot of their videos are actually pretty much catering towards that same demographic, which is not a bad idea, right? Because ultimately, if you use organic as your top of funnel channel, organic is free, right? So you can post infinitely and reach as many people as you can. And then basically you can retarget them with content for people that are already been aware of your brand and likely convert them at a higher return on ad spend. That's not a bad idea, but I do think you should utilize Meta to its fullest potential. Meta is extremely smart and only getting smarter. Shout out to Zuck. So why not also create some ads that are targeted at people that have no idea about the brand? Let's see if this is one of them. 12 seconds long. Yeah, I would say this is more one of those ads because this is just showing the bag. I would also advise to have some ads that are just about the bag, right? So these are amazing ads, but it's showing so much of the scenery and whatnot. And not to say that that's not cool. It does look super cool and artsy, but it's probably not as conversion optimized. It doesn't catch your attention as much as just the bag would. It is a good idea to make the product the center of attention when it comes to your ads. Let's see this one. So this one is kind of what I'm talking about. The ad is the center, or the product is the center of attention. There's just a cool background. I mean, I can't believe they're running this as an ad. This is so funny. And if they're willing to test this, in my opinion, it's a huge missed opportunity to not test more. That's basically the rant here and the lesson that I wanted to teach you. Now, of course, their whole brand is incredible. Like, take this with a grain of salt. All this feedback is just me just trying to apply my knowledge to see where are levers that they could pull even at this level to grow even further. But to get to this level, and by the way, this is a women-founded business, something worthwhile to consider. I have a daughter now, so I'm starting her young. I'm showing her these $6.7 million brands that she could build in the future. I'm just kidding. She can do whatever she wants, but yeah, this is super cool. Extremely awesome brand. It doesn't seem like they're a massive team, but they are pulling in pretty massive numbers. And I'm just really excited for the future of e-commerce to see how many more businesses are going to grow to these levels. And hopefully, or not hopefully, I want to make this happen. I want to be a part of those businesses. I want to own multiple of these kinds of brands, and be able to also help a ton of brands through our services, our agency, and our accelerator. So ultimately, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I think that there is so much value to be gained from just rewatching this even. Again, their funnel is super simple. A lot of organic reach and organic social media traffic. That's their main channel. And then paid ads is another of their channels. They do also drive a lot of Pinterest traffic, YouTube traffic, and Reddit traffic. We can see that through SimilarWeb here. If we scroll to the bottom, boom. But this traffic is not as easy to build up as something like Facebook ads. So that's why it's not super relevant to me. Of course, if you have a long-term business, not a bad idea to maybe start posting on Pinterest, especially if you're selling bags. But it is a good idea to try to crack Meta ads in a consistent cold acquisition channel like Meta, because it will sustain your business and it'll help you continue to build momentum over and over again, which is how big brands get made. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and that's it. Peace.